Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. Today, of course, is the 22nd of February, 2022. That's right, it's Happy Palindrome Day, Happy National Margarita Day, and happy be sure to join your favorite late night movie streamers Patreon Day. I'm just going to throw that out there, add it to the mix. But tonight we're going to be talking about my fears of the upcoming KENOBI show, some rumors surrounding that, the future of the Avengers franchise, and some Star Trek stuff that has not only us, but the cast of the show, of the movie, wildly going, the fuck? All that tonight here and more. Hollywood After Dark. Let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. It is, of course, another night here, Hollywood After Dark. Another night talking about movies and pop culture and entertainment and all sorts of things. You know, we always get off to a bit of a weird start here on the show by talking to you guys and just kind of seeing where the night happens to take us. Although one of the things I did want to touch upon right off the bat is my friend and friend of the show, Taylor Richards, is celebrating today, right? He is celebrating in a very interesting fashion. He's wanting to celebrate Palindrome Day by doing something that is wildly, I think, kind of crazy, if I'm being honest with you guys. I'm currently waiting for the page to load so we can get that on the screen for you. But Taylor has asked me to talk about this just because he thought it was fun. If you guys are at all interested in supporting an independent streamer, be sure to check out his stream over here on twitch.tv/TR the Animator. Currently, he is streaming to an audience of 1. However, Taylor has decided that today he wanted to spend all day celebrating Palindrome Day by streaming Diablo 2, starting at 2:22 in the morning and going all the way until midnight. And today, 2:22, he's been playing this game. He's just in the last right now stretch of the event. And, he's looking tired, but you know what? He's got it in him. And he's running it, and he is definitely going to make his mark. So if you guys are looking to say hi, and when the stream is over, he'll probably still be alive. Let me just send him a quick message here. All right, I got this here. HWAD sends it's love. All right, so we let him know right there that Hollywood After Dark is sending over its love to Taylor, the animator. Taylor's been my buddy for years. He's a really good guy. Good artist, and a fun dude overall. So check that out, twitch.tv/TR the Animator. And joining me now for the start of the stream is your friend, my friend, and Caden. How's it going, buddy?
What's up? Yeah.
Not too much, man. Not too much. I had a hell of a time finding subjects to discuss today, to be honest with you. I had a hell of a time. I was like, it felt weird. Like, it felt like there wasn't a lot going on until I decided to look into things.
Right.
And then, of course, you know what, after that, it kind of started, I should say, adjusting itself and things, opening up. I want to talk about,
I think,
the Texas Chainsaw. Oh, go ahead.
I think also because not a lot, like, other than today, like, which we got some news, but not crazy news. Obviously, we are always getting news every week about the Oppenheimer movie, but like, because that movie's adding like an actor every week, like an actor or two every week.
Today they added, I think they pretty much rounded out the cast, right?
Yeah. Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh, David Dastmalchian, and like 2 others. So like they added 4 new people today.
Well, it's got him, and they put out the first image of Celine Murphy as Oppenheimer. Yeah. And I will say this, if you don't know anything about John Oppenheimer, who is the father of the atomic bomb, right? The guy who
father of the nuclear bomb.
Yeah. Well, it was atomic first.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like,
yeah. Well, yeah,
atomic
yeah.
would not have lead to the nuclear, so he's like kind of the grandfather to the nuclear.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, also the man who learned how to split the atom,
Right.
3 from 5. There's a great, if you want to listen to something great, check out the epic rap battle of history, Thanos versus Oppenheimer. Dude, it's one of their most fire tracks. I'm not even going to make that up. It's one
really
of their
good.
most fire tracks. I love it.
As hell too.
So it's really funny here. I really enjoy it because it's like it's so weird that like they were
Herb as in general. There's some great crazy ones.
Oh yeah. They've got my personal favorite is the Deadpool versus Boba Fett. That's my personal favorite one.
The one that really comes to mind is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus actual Donatello and Raphael and Leonardo and everything. The Turtles versus the artist.
That's it's actually not one I've heard. I thought I'd heard most, but there's a lot that like they have some really good ones, and then they have some ones that you're like, I don't know, it's not like they hit or miss, but I feel like the Oppenheimer one's really good.
Walt Disney versus Stanley, or not Stanley. I think it is Stanley. Yeah, it's Walt Disney versus Stanley.
Okay,
and, like,
I would play it on here, but I don't want to get copyright struck to hell and back, right? Yeah. So it's very much not something I want to deal with because that is just a mess of a
thing.
Especially
in the first 15 minutes.
Well, and I get it. Well, it doesn't mean generally. Look, how often I say fuck, I say other things, other jokes. On the show, a lot of the times, I mean, I do get, believe it or not, I actually get monetized on the show more often than not. The bigger problem, though, just comes from the type of ads that I get because I do say naughty things. So YouTube is like, no, you're fine to do this. You're okay to do this. But for the most part, it's like I'm not kidding you. Outside of super chats, I might make like $1. It's really low, and it's only because it's just ad revenue for ads these days is so terrible. That's just the way that it is right now. However, okay, so kind of mentioning the Deadpool versus Boba Fett kind of does tie in to what I'm talking about tonight. At least my first thing here, and that has a lot to do with I've been thinking heavily about the KENOBI show that's coming out. I've been really wanting to dive into it when it finally comes out in May. However, I'm concerned. I have a lot of concerns. And a lot of that has to do with Boba Fett from 2 weeks ago. I'm still not over Boba Fett. I'm still not over it, you guys. It still bothers me.
To me, honestly, I'm not worried because Deborah Chow or Cho, I can't remember how to pronounce it.
It's Deborah Cho.
Deborah Cho, right.
Or Chow.
Because she,
Chow. It's Chow. Sorry.
Okay, Chow. She's done like amazing episodes for Mandalorian. She did I think she did the episode before Bo-Katan's episode.
Yeah, she did chapters 3 and she did chapters 3 and 7 for Mando. She did not direct any of season 2.
Okay.
The episode before Bo-Katan was Peyton Reed, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Peyton Reed did that one.
And then it was Bryce Dallas Howard, and then there's a lot of people in that one there.
Yeah, that was season 2 was packed with crazy.
Oh yeah. And then, but again, it's kind of like looking at that though. I mean, I know Deborah Chow is great. I'm looking up her IMDb here real quick just to see like overall what she has done. I mean, she's done like one episode of American Gods, did one episode of Man in the High Castle, did one episode of Better Call Saul. I mean, like Lost in Space, Jessica Jones. She did 6 episodes of Reign, Fear the Walking Dead. So she's worked, within that, but she's never, I think she's directed like one feature film, and that was called The High Cost of Living back from 2010. That's Zach Braff and Isabel Blaise, right? And it's got on IMDb, it's got a 6.8 out of 10, but then she went over to TV and kind of cut her chops. And I think a lot, like Ryan Johnson, by the way, did the same thing. He did his first movies and then he went off into doing television to kind of get better. I'm not worried about Deborah Chow as the directing. Okay. Cause again, even when it comes to elements of, let's say, my problems with Book of Boba Fett, which is actually a bit, kind of, it was a big reason why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling over this. It has a lot to do with what was contained within. There were directorial problems with episodes 3 and episodes 7 and episode 1. Anything Rodriguez touched had like the most amount of problems,
Right.
but what got me was a lot of the story choices and how it felt like it just didn't really live up to the expectation. And I'm a little concerned about that with this because I came across this image today, right? Someone put together this graphic on Reddit. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Here are what you need to know, so they have like a quick facts. So,
Right.
and I like is giving a bit of an overview. It's set 10 years after the events of episode 3. It's just 6 episodes, which I do actually think now, after watching Peacemaker and after watching the Marvel shows over the course of the year, 6 episodes is too little. It's too little.
Yeah, because I was funny enough is like, I know some people don't like him or like his aspects or anything, but I was watching Star Wars Theory and I think Den of Nerds, they have like collaboration on Mondays, and like he was going through the run through of like how general episodes, like if they the first 5 or like 3 episodes, so he's like the first 2 is like integrating Obi-Wan back into the Star Wars fans' brains and general audience's brains, and like, and then the next 2 is introducing us to the Inquisitors and like who haven't watched the Rebels and stuff, and then of course, and then you also have then you have the Leia conflict, and the Darth Vader stuff. So it's like there's like a whole lot of stuff going on, that people aren't really familiar with, that haven't watched, that are coming into this Obi-Wan series, who've only watched the prequels and OG trilogy, knowing they're fans of Kenobi, but not really knowing the other aspects that are part of the show. And so there's a lot of like 1 or 2 episodes that'll catch people up on things.
Which I think is a waste of time.
Right.
I think it's an
And
absolute waste of time because that's kind of,
I think they should do what like Marvel does with the Marvel Legends things, is like do a Legends episode on the Inquisitors and the Kenobi and Vader and Leia and all that stuff. So then you can be like, okay, have an idea of who the Inquisitors are, and people who are need to recap on who Kenobi is, do that and stuff like that.
well, you don't, but I think you don't need a recap on who Kenobi is. Like, you do
You
not
don't
need it.
really,
You
but
don't need
like,
anything.
no,
It's just
yeah, true.
it's like opening crawl, which maybe there probably won't be, but there should be an opening crawl, I think.
Maybe
Or
since it's
or
still in the prequel and sequel,
yeah,
prequel and OG time.
sure. And then you just you do your opening crawl or you do your intro and then smash cut Kenobi in a fucking cave hanging out on Tatooine. That's it. Start there,
Yeah.
go from there. You know what I mean? Or maybe watching the civil unrest. Now, here's the thing: as we go through this, and I know a lot of you guys out there are going to have your thoughts on this. Be sure to call into the voicemail line 323-305-4101, 323-305-4101. Leave your thoughts, 30 seconds max. Leave your thoughts. We'll get to those at the end of the episode. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. 323-305-4101. The number is right there. But I think it's like the way that I see it is my biggest problem at this point is like just kind of looking through this little factoid. Kind of bothered me because I'm like, man, God damn it. Like, so just kind of going through the rest of it, it's like they begin filming in May of last year, wrapped in September.
Right.
Okay. It comes out May 25th, which, so funny about that, by the way, is that was
It's
the
a
day.
year.
Well, no, well, that was, do you know that? Well, you know the importance of
The
the date.
45th anniversary of A New Hope, right?
Yeah, it is. But it's
And
something
also
that
Star Wars. Is it Star Wars Celebration on that
Star Wars
weekend?
Celebration is happening that weekend as well. Yeah, I don't think I'll
Right.
be going to it, which is unfortunate. But
I mean,
another thing
things will leak
too.
from there. It doesn't really.
Well, yeah, there's going to be stuff in there. But
Yeah.
another thing is like originally The Last Jedi was supposed to come out on that date.
Oh.
Back in 2017, they were going to reclaim the Memorial Day weekend back in 2017 for the 40th
Honestly, that
anniversary
worked.
of it, and it didn't work out because they had to go back and do reshoots after Carrie Fisher's death. So they pushed it to December, and that's why Solo kept that release date 6 months afterward because they wanted to claim that weekend because that was meant to be the magical weekend for Star Wars. Unfortunately, though, because Solo didn't do that, they ended up realizing also that in the holidays it just does better.
Do you think if they didn't do reshoots with the unfortunate passing of Carrie Fisher, and they kept that date, do you think it still would have done what it did, like, or would it have
Um,
done solo numbers?
I would. Okay, so I think that if Carrie Fisher wasn't dead, like IRL,
Right.
the ending of that movie would not feel as bad, right?
Mm,
Because that was really what pissed me off the most. That's what
right.
pissed off most people the most was Luke Skywalker going out like a punk ass bitch, and he did go out like a punk ass bitch. Just like, hold on, guys, let me teleport myself through spirit only, all the way somehow able to 100% hone in on Leia and where the resistance is,
Right.
and a planet he's never heard of or never been to, amidst a conflict while looking 20 years younger. Okay, sure. Midlife crisis Luke Skywalker seemed to kind of, I guess, he was badass. And then just disappear and then he just dies. Now I do believe, by the way, I do believe that they cut around the fact that he actually sustained an injury, and the injury is what killed him. Because if
Mm,
you go back and you watch the ending of The Last Jedi, when he's sitting out there and he's looking at the twin sons of Octu as they set, and obviously there's the parallels to Tatooine, you can kind of see that he's like holding his side. You can
mm,
kind of see that he's holding his side. And it looks to me like originally they had shot it like he had been injured by the lightsaber and then he
right.
just died. To me, that would have been okay, shitty, still stupid, but more understandable. That like even though he
Yeah.
transferred because when they established through the FaceTime, basically force
The
Skyping
the force time.
the force time, yeah, that Kylo and Rey had, that as their bond got stronger with each other, it started to become more physical. And remember, like at one point it's raining on Octu, and then Kylo's hand is wet, and then before Luke takes out the thing, you've got they're actually holding hands. Guaranteed, guaranteed, they would have fucked. If Luke hadn't have come in and caught them, oh my God, they would have had forced sex. It would have been
Oh my
amazing. They
god.
should have done it. It would have been groundbreaking. The world would have never been the same again. But
No,
but
then Ryan Johnson would be praised instead of taken out.
yeah, right. But what I mean by that is like they established that there was already like that force, that force doppelganger. I believe what it's referred to. The book Ryan Johnson tried claiming that it's from,
Mm,
and saying that it's canon, whatever,
right.
eat it. But still, if they would have established that there's already a physical part of that, and they did kind of carry that over into the Rise of Skywalker, while they're still force chatting with each other and even having lightsaber battles in two separate locations simultaneously. So there's a lot there that they could have explained with that could have like either explained Luke's death and then gone from there. Again, I don't want to go completely off tangent here,
Right.
but it's like still that movie angers me 5 years later. Never
Yeah.
not going to anger
Same.
me. It's just it's Degrassi. Oh, his hand was wet, all right. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. So you're saying he was two knuckles deep, dude. Uh, you know. Anyway, so yeah, so you got that. Anyway, so with this thing though, obviously the Mandalorian stagecraft tech was used. That's what I'm very excited for.
Yeah.
So for returning stars, we got Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen is going to be back, Joel Edgerton as Owen, and then Bonnie Picey, whatever, is going to reprise her role as Aunt Beru. That's actually really cool that they got everybody back for
Yeah.
that at least. However, there's been a couple other little weird things that have kind of happened. For example, like just jumping over to this here, apparently Ian McDermott is teasing that the Emperor will
I
be
think the Emperor
back in
will have just
Kenobi.
a voice cameo in episode or something.
Yeah, well,
I think
most
it's
likely
gonna
because
be,
he's old.
yeah, that too. Because honestly, with Inquisitors and Vader being involved, of course, Vader has his own plans, like this is young Vader. This isn't like
Yeah,
Vader we know in the OG trilogy. So he's still kind of like, and this is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so it's like he still kind of have an idea to overthrow the Emperor, but he also still has an idea to kind of like follow the Emperor and like be like, okay, I have to follow this guy and then demise him.
yeah. I do
Um,
think that we are going to get a cameo from Ian
yeah,
McDermott, probably in voice only, and
yeah,
that's fine. That's fine.
right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah, and be like, hey, that's fine, and it's like probably be like, oh, it was like some weird thing being like asking Vader or the Inquisitor's okay or something, like whatever.
Yeah,
You know.
something along those lines. We'll
Yeah.
get a bit of that one here, but he says here at the end, he's like, I think I have to accept that thanks to my ungrateful granddaughter, really his daughter, by the way, not even his
Yeah.
granddaughter, like his
It's
daughter
his
daughter.
clone's daughter,
Yeah, it's
so
his
it's
clone's
technically his
daughter, so
daughter.
it's effectively not it's effectively his kid, but a way to not accept responsibility, Palpy. Okay. Whoa, no, you're my granddaughter. All right. This is not, I don't owe you anything. And he says here, but of course, Darth Vader is back in the new Obi-Wan television show. So I suppose it's not impossible that one day his mentor might be discovered once again, sulking in the shadows. Watch this space. It's one of the reasons why I think even Anthony Daniels is probably going to pop up in the show, because it just feels like it wouldn't be Star Wars without
Especially with
without
the
bringing like C-3PO.
right, especially with the rumor of Leia being involved in this,
Yeah, which we'll,
and
we'll get back to that. But then did you hear the
also
other one? Did you hear the other
yeah,
thing today? There's I
what
was I was reminded of
with
this
the
as I was
Mark Ward story recently.
well, no, with apparently Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah,
This is what's popping
I
up today. But
funny enough, this
there's
but
no
the
there's
crazy thing is this has been around, like, the
well, this has
Qui-Gon
been
thing was
rumored.
around for, like, 6 months ago,
No, over
and
a
then
year.
oh,
Over a
yeah, over a
year.
year, and
It
then
or almost a year. But
almost, and then Liam Neeson was like, "Oh, like, I didn't get the call yet, if they're gonna never call me," in, like, a Collider interview,
well,
and
this is the
then
only tweet I can fucking find on it from today, because apparently Star Wars Meg and the Den of Nerds ran with these videos saying that Qui-Gon Jinn is in this fucking show. And I don't know. I don't look. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't trust Den of Nerds. I just
yeah.
don't. Like, I've talked to Josh. I know exactly what he's about.
The thing
He
about
only cares
Josh,
about the money.
he was, like, about the whole Noah Outlaw and Corey Wolfpack thing as well. Like, I think he had an involvement of that whole dismemberment.
No, I have no idea. I
But
don't
yeah,
know
so
anything about that.
Corey Wolfpack and Noah Outlaw, they had their own, like, scoops and rumors and stuff like that, and they were like one of the major people to, like, scoop on the Ahsoka show, saying it's a Rebel sequel, and talk about it's the finding Ezra and Thrawn type stuff, and talking about the Obi-Wan show, and then apparently Corey found something out about Kevin Feige's movie, and then Josh like was like also kind of find out about something, and then um, which was um, around the time of the falling out of the whole Corey Noah's relationship, um, and I think that might have been the thing that was like they probably heard something, and Josh probably told him something false, and he told the source, and that source is like, "Where'd you get that? Like, that's not true," and then whatever, and they put the line on that.
Oh, okay.
And it was like,
Yeah, it's all, look, this is why honestly, like, I'm kind of
scooping.
really leaning towards this right here.
Right.
Like, no more rumors, because it just becomes so convoluted. Like, I'm looking
Yeah.
up right now. There was, again, about the Leia thing. So there's now there's a Bespin Bulletin is running an article
Bespin
about.
Bulletin, Cinephile, aka Jordan Mason, I think even Jason Ward. Uh, they've
Oh,
all like
they've all chimed
they've
in with
all
their
yeah,
pieces of it. Yeah, and I know
they
Jason
all
listens to the show, listens
yeah.
to this show, so Jason's a good dude. But here's the thing though, man, is like looking on even the Star Wars leak subreddit with it's 316,000 people. There's been not one mention of Liam Neeson today.
Mm,
So it's like, and I know I think making Star Wars is banned out of this anyway. But like Jordan Mason isn't, and a few of these other guys aren't.
no.
So it's like that's kind of the whole point is you figure this would have been all over that. That's why I'm a little bit on the I don't know side. It's not
The
necessarily
one
blowing my
place I
skirt up on
did
this
hear
one.
it from that I know is reliable is from Derek Cornell and Skylar Schuler from the Disney Insider, and they like had like a podcast, and like one of the rumor of the weeks that they had was that Qui-Gon might appear in one episode as a Force ghost to Obi-Wan, as like
Well,
because
it would tie it together,
yeah, because that's the reason why, one of the major reasons why, one of the three reasons why Obi-Wan went to Tatooine is because of Qui-Gon was like, "Oh, I'm going to teach you how to become a Force ghost via Yoda," stuff
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I've seen the end of Revenge of the
Yeah,
Sith.
Yeah, if you
You
haven't
know,
seen it yet,
like
oh
if you weren't around in May of 2005, and of course over the
no,
subsequent near 17 years, you might be spoiling some shit for yourself here. But
yeah,
no, I think like I mean I'm not like do I think it might happen? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think that Darth Maul might pop up? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think like Vader and Obi-Wan are going to fight? Yeah, they said it's going to be the rematch of the century. But at that point in time, Obi-Wan is not going to know that it's Vader. And it's also
yeah.
possible that Vader may not know that it's Obi-Wan because if he's cut himself off from the Force, which is what I
I
believe Obi-Wan did, then Vader, if he
I
believes
also
Obi-Wan is dead, he's not going to go looking for him.
no, and also the
So,
thing is like people, what is that, uh, like it's weird, what the rumored plot and synopsis of the evil plan that the Inquisitors have is to because um basically Bail Organa is visits Tatooine a lot and also so they're like, oh, clearly there's someone on Tatooine that Bail has seen, and then they're like, and the Inquisitors are like, oh, it must be a Jedi for some reason because they know because the Grand Inquisitor was a guard, a temple guard, and temple guards were everywhere around.
yeah.
So he probably is like, oh, the only people that Bill really knows and talks to are Jedi, you know.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
if I
yeah,
capture, Leia Organa, his daughter, maybe he enlists a Jedi to save her, type of thing. So
which is so like so dumb. It's such a recycled plot point. I really hope it's not the case.
yeah,
Here's the thing, and I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like that Luke and Leia are part of the show. I don't like it. I don't like that we're going
I
back to
like
Tatooine.
I the only reason why I like it is because the only reason for Obi-Wan to go off of Tatooine or to go anywhere is because of Luke or Leia. And if he were to go off of Tatooine for any other reasons, it'll seem weird.
Yeah, but Leia's not even on Tatooine. Leia's she's over there on Yavin 4. Or sorry, she's over
Right.
there on Alderaan.
Yeah.
So, so
But
it's
I'm
like,
saying
but
like if she was taken off the Yavin 4, but
we
without
also
her,
know, that she ends up becoming a big part of the resistance, or sorry, the
yeah,
rebellion. After in the early episodes of the Rebels,
right.
she pops up and she's younger than she was. She was like, middle teenager. She's right on ops, which I think is really funny. They like, Bail Organa's like, hey, honey, would you go to the store and get daddy a gallon of blue milk? Also, by the way, here's the plans to the Death Star. Don't fucking lose them. It seems kind of weird. However, okay, so here's what else this thing tells us here. Location shoots confirm that in Indria Varma, who I actually like as an actress, is playing an Imperial officer, cool beans. Kumail Nanjiani is playing a new version of a character we've seen before.
Yeah. He says it's a reinvention of an old character in from the OG and the prequels.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Like that
I have a
like
feeling I know who that is.
who?
I'm going to say right now, based upon the type of character he's going to be, I think it might be Hondo Kanata.
Oh.
Because
Hondo
Hondo
Anaka.
popped up in the Clone Wars.
Hondo Anaka.
Yeah, and not I think he. I have a feeling. I mean,
That'll be cool. That'll be
I think
cool.
it could be Hondo. I'd be okay with that too. Because
Yeah, I'll be okay with that. You know what? Yeah. Oh, I want to see Hondo in live action like badly. So yeah.
yeah. So so then we got O'Shea Jackson Jr. So Ice Cube's kid landed as part after auditioning for Lando. And then soon Kang reveals that his character in Obi-Wan has a lightsaber, and people think he's going to be one of the Inquisitors.
Fifth brother.
Yeah.
Which honestly, like if you see Sun King and then you say and he says I played with a lightsaber, and he even like he said even more than just I play with a lightsaber. He says I fight Obi-Wan with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like
So
so, if like and then Su Kang and put two and together around the time, you kind of can put that he is going to be an Inquisitor, and the only Inquisitor that kind of looks like his build and stuff is the fifth brother. So
Yeah, I mean, well, we're gonna clearly get more of that, and I'm excited for that. Actually,
Oh,
after
I love the
after Rebels
investment.
and Jedi Fallen Order, I
Yeah,
want to spend more time with them because we
yeah.
honestly have not also spent a lot of time with like the Sith in general on that front. So now going on, it says for Anakin and Obi-Wan, Ewan interacted with both Christensen's Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker, so we know we're gonna get flashbacks, which is great. And then a new fight between Obi-Wan and Vader is labeled as the rematch of the century, which that could be misleading overall. That could be misleading. And I have a feeling it might be misleading given kind of how like Book of Boba Fett played out. They kind
Mm.
of, they kind of allowed you to, think certain things are going to happen that didn't. And but I don't think they're going to want to undersell that. That's kind of going to be a main thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
McGregor has said that reuniting with Christensen on the series was the most beautiful thing of all. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like hanging out with your little brother again.
Do you think that we're gonna get like a Clone Wars flashback?
Well, yeah, because over here on the rumors, number 5 is there will be a flashback to Order 66.
Oh, I didn't even see
So
that.
we are gonna end up, yeah, we are gonna end up getting whatever the flashbacks are between Obi-Wan and Anakin is all gonna be Clone Wars era,
Yeah.
So because it's all gonna be like right there at the end of that, leading into their conflict. So for the music, this does have me excited. John Williams is composing the main theme. The Los Angeles Orchestra recorded the music under high security to prevent the prestigious score from falling on prying eyes. I mean, for one, like they're always pretty good about that. And then John Williams returned to scoring a weekly series television after 37 years is welcomed. I thought he was just doing the main
He's
theme. I
just
didn't
doing
think
his
he was.
main theme. He's
Yeah,
just
I
doing
don't.
the
I
main
just
theme. Yeah.
that's a little bit weird there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because basically, yeah, he's just doing the main theme, but then because there was reports that he like there's a rumor that that he was part of the score, but it was unknown, and then it was revealed. Uh, I forget by Deadline or Variety or one of the two that he's doing the score for like the main theme. Um, so I think it's cool. That there's gonna be some remnants of that John Williams score for
yeah,
Obi-Wan.
no,
Um,
that's gonna be bringing it all home and whatnot.
yeah.
But my question that becomes is James Earl Jones voicing Vader when he's in the helmet? Because I haven't heard that yet.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard that yet, and that's a big. I mean, look, I know Hayden's going to be in the costume,
Yeah.
but it still has to be James Earl Jones. I
I
mean,
know,
Grant.
like because
Well, you know what?
like
You know what they're going to do? You know what they're probably going to do? They're going to do
distort
the same tech they use for Luke,
uh
because
like
because
fake audio. Yeah.
but that's going to be a tough sell because that's gonna bother a lot of people because they're going to want like James Earl Jones to come in like and do the voice, but if they go back and they do like the deep fake audio stuff using the Respeecher app that they were using for Luke and Book of Boba, it's going to sound fine. I think it was already processed anyway. Like, and there's a lot of stuff they could probably do with his voice that would make it sound better. But hey, listen, having him be there and being involved is something that a lot of people are really, really, really going to want.
Yeah.
So Rational here for $2. Thanks, buddy. Asks, can we watch the Legacy of the Sith trailer? DM it to me on Twitter, and if there's enough time tonight, which I'm pretty sure there will because I don't have a lot going on, we can get into that there. Also, okay, so for the rumor section, it says Rupert Friend, Moses Ingram, and Sun Kang will all play Inquisitors. I would love it if, like, I know they want to bring in the Grand Inquisitor, but I still think Jason Isaacs would be like the person to
That's
do
the
it.
thing. Like so like when crazy thing is when it was Rupert Friend was announced by Besman Fullerton that he is going to be the Grand Inquisitor. Uh, this whole time I thought he was going to be Agent Callus. Because he
Yeah.
looked kind of like Agent Callus, and also, and because there was a casting call that seemed like it was going to be Agent Callus. So maybe Agent Callus still in this show, but it's not Rupert Friend. But I always thought it was Rupert Friend that was going to be Agent Callus.
Well, I like Rupert Friend from Homeland as well as Agent 47 because I actually kind of enjoyed that movie. And but I want to see what
I like
happens
Rupert.
here. You got Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa. Makes sense. Luke and Leia to appear as 10-year-old kids. Again, like, look, fine. You want to have them be there for that emotional, nostalgic connection.
I
Cool.
think Luke's just gonna be in the background, like running around.
Yeah, I'm
That's
okay
what
with
I think.
that. I'm okay with that. But it's like, I don't want Obi-Wan to fucking interact. I want him to keep his
Well, I,
distance
I,
and to not interact with this shit. Like,
I think, I think with Leia, because she in A New Hope, she says, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I need your help, or you're the only hope, Obi-Wan
yeah, you're
Kenobi.
our only hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So I think this is a good way to be like, okay, she remembers that he saved her and remembers that he can save them now, like type of thing, you know?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, well, I mean, they knew he was on Tatooine, and they're going to probably establish that and take away
Right.
the mystery of how Leia knew, most likely from her father, who told her that's where Kenobi was, because they probably had eyes on him or just knew he was there. It's like, and then, but then again, they still knew, Obi-Wan knew that Yoda was on Dagobah. Are we going to get to see Yoda as well? Are we going to see, I mean, obviously with everything else there, are we going to see like what happened to Grogu? Because if the bottom one here says there'll be a flashback to Order 66, then that they could easily show what happens in the Jedi Temple,
I
maybe with like other Inquisitors or something, or other Jedi follow,
yeah,
joining the Sith, sort of thing.
right.
Also, here's a
Because
weird fucking thing. If the Sith operate under the rule of two, there can only be the Master and the Apprentice. Then what the fuck are the Inquisitors?
that's their way of cheating. So the thing about Inquisitors was that it was Palpatine's and Vader's plan of way to cheat the Order, basically by saying they are not Sith, they are Inquisitors, and so they are kidnapped Jedi children or people who were in the Jedi Order, like because the Grand Inquisitor it was a Jedi Temple guard, who was the main one, and so he's like, so they're enlightened into the dark side, but they aren't Sith lords, they're like Inquisitors. So that's where they're cheating the Order,
Well,
the
I mean,
rules.
that does make a lot of sense. I think part of my problem with it though is that what you've got is a scenario where it just feels like, look, I want to see this show. I'm excited to see this 100%. I'm worried only because, again, the way that Boba Fett was handled was not great. Like, the best way I can describe it, and if there's any women listening to this, I think Rhea might be here. Hey, Rhea, what's up? Saggy might be here too. I don't know. Anyone with testicles will understand this metaphor. There is a difference between getting kicked in the nuts and getting thwapped in the nuts. And I brought this up before. Boba Fett was like a thwap in the nuts, right? Where it's not like you're like, it's like it doesn't make you keel over in pain, but you're fully aware, like, my nuts. And anytime you move, you get reminded of it, and you're like, it's just the discomfort is there. The discomfort is real. And that's kind of how I look at this show right now. It's like, for one, like, I understand Tatooine makes sense because that's where he was at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and that's where he was at the beginning of A New Hope. So obviously within those 17, 18 years, it makes sense that that's where he would be. But
Yeah,
do not spend a lot of get in, get out, get on the road. You know what I mean? Like we got to stop with these shows, man. Like Mando, at least, look, in the first episode of Mando, he does his bounty, he takes it back to Navarro, and then Grief Karga's like, yo, I got this new job for you. And like within the first like 10 minutes, he's already meeting, the client, Werner Herzog. Is like, I
yeah,
need you to go and get the package, whatever. It's like, all right, off I go. He meets Kuil and off he goes. And then it continues, it builds up to the grand finale. We meet Baby Yoda. Bam, end of the episode. Internet
episode
loses its
7
fucking
we
mind.
hear, and then episode 7 well, I think episode 6 we voice meet Moff Gideon, but like we hear about Moff Gideon, and then episode 7 we see Moff Gideon, the threat,
Yeah.
the big, and then at the end of episode 7 we see Pedro Pascal's face.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like I just want them to I want them to hit the ground running. Is
Yeah,
because we don't need, as Star Wars fans, it doesn't matter. Young, old, ancient, boomer, newborn, whatever. If you have a fundamental understanding of the OG trilogy, then you know what is going on and you know generally what to expect. If you've seen the prequels or if you grew up with the prequels like so many of the younger audience has, then from there, you know that it's going to be okay. I'm just
Do you
concerned.
do you think we're gonna hear the iconic saying "Hello there"?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're going to hear it at least twice.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, well, we're going to hear it. I know we're going to hear it once.
Yeah.
You know, whether it might even be the very first thing he says.
Right. It'd be like, "Hello."
You know, just the camera just pans down from the twin suns of Tatooine to a dusty to a dusty bantha making its way through the dune sea. There's a cloaked individual on his back, looking ragged and tired and thirsty, chugs some pod water that we learned about from the Book of Boba Fett, comes across a weary traveler, throws back the hood of the cloak and just says, "Hello there." You know, and then from there, simultaneously, and even Tony Izzo in the chat right there is he's gonna nut, right? Like I know Tony's here all the time. Tony's gonna come buckets as soon as he hears it in real life. But no, we're gonna have to hear it. We're gonna have to absolutely hear it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it's
If
gonna
we
be.
don't, then I'll riot.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's gonna be one of those things where I think this is what we're gonna get. What we're gonna get on that front. But anyway, we spent a fair amount of time on Kenobi. I am excited for it, but I have my worries, my concerns.
I do want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Before we move on, we do know that Benny Safdie is in this as well. Who do you think he's playing? Benny Safdie, one of the Safdie brothers.
The Uncut Gems guys?
Yeah. Uncut Gems.
Oh God, I saw that. Uncut Gems.
I was like, stop.
I was in Uncut Gems.
I was the muse for Safdie in Uncut Gems.
I was the muse for Uncut Gems. I was like, what the fuck am I? But then like it's like 4 seconds long, and I just kept listening to it on repeat. I'm
right.
Like, why am I wasting my life with Uncut Gems? It's so
like,
weird.
I saw a video. It's like someone was like doing a scene. It's like you're mugging a pawn store or like one of those ring like jewelry stores. And can I get a job?
Yeah, like, Uncut Gems. Oh my God, I hate the way people talk. You know, but it's just again, you see it on TikTok and it just keeps repeating.
Yeah.
You know, he writes Uncut Gems. Uncut Germs. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. But I mean, I am hoping that we'll get to see, you know, a good show. And Deborah Chow, I have faith.
Yeah.
I just want them to hit the ground running, get off Tatooine by the first episode. Like quite frankly, they need to go to Tatooine, find him chilling out, doing nothing. Right. And then then Bail Organa's got to be like, yo, Obi-Wan, I need your help. And he's all like, word, bitch, let's get the fuck out of here. Hold on. I got to go check on my boy Luke. Just like roll by. Yo, Uncle Owen, how's Luke? He good? Fuck you, bitch. And then he just like takes off. That's why they don't like each other. Cause like fucking, you know, but Owen would be like, get the fuck out of here, you crusty old bitch. Fuck, I'll get my bitch to fight you, bitch. That would be great. Get those two to like, great. you know what it is. You know why they're gonna hate each other, because they're gonna be playing Sabacc or something, right? And then like Obi-Wan's gonna use the Force and win, and then Owen's gonna, or he's just gonna win naturally, and then Owen Lars is gonna be like, that motherfucker, dude, that piece of shit, Force using cheating little bitch. Always been cheating at Sabacc, like the cheating little bitch that he is, cheating little cheater. And then, you know, Beru's going to be like, Owen, honey, calm down. He's like, fuck you, bitch, make my sandwich. Get my blue milk. Get my blue milk. Get my blue milk, bitch.
Oh, like, it's just going to be. Who's writing the first episode?
I just think this guy, you know.
I just disappointed myself. I disappointed myself just now.
You by looking up who wrote it?
Yeah, who wrote Kenobi?
Who wrote Kenobi?
The person who wrote King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, and Army of the Dead.
God damn
it! I was like,
Army. Well, okay. So in defense of Army of the Dead, I did think the story was fun. There was some good moments in it.
The concept is fine.
I feel a lot of the problem was like really like what to do with some of those characters. For example, like the Theo Rossi character. Like, yeah, sure. You see Theo Rossi and you're like, that guy's a rapist. I can tell because of the mustache. And he also has the vibe of a rapist. And then you're like, oh, and then he gets killed. All right, cool. And you're like, oh no, but now he's going to be a monster rapist. And then also like,
Right.
Gita, Gita. Oh, she dead. Oh, okay. Moving on with my life now. I spent all this time wanting to get Gita out and sacrificed all these people to get her. And then she dies and then no one cares. Like not,
Yeah.
and just, there's problems, with that. Ryan here for $5, buddy. Thank you. Says, did you hear, about the one critic who said that Turning Red was unapologetically horny?
What? What the heck? I did see someone say that it was a mature take on puberty,
Well, I mean,
but it's
like,
more. But I think it was Grace that said that. I think it was Grace Randolph that said that. And I was like, oh.
was it who?
Grace Randolph said something about puberty and periods, and I was like, are you serious? Like,
I gotta Google
I'm
this.
seeing these great like reactions from people, and I see Grace Randolph, and I'm like, are you serious?
All right, so I'm looking on. Oh my god, I'm looking on the website that's owned by Clownfish. All right, Variety film critic Courtney Howard said on Twitter, but I guess she like deleted it. She went private, I guess. Says here, I'll just open it up in a new tab because I don't want to give them anything because I fucking hate those people. But let's see here. Where's StreamYard? There it is. Oh my god, work you bastard. Okay. So according to Courtney Howard here, she says, Turning Red is hilarious, heartfelt, and unapologetically horny.
Oh my
A sentimental story about parental problems, puberty, and pandas. That's endearing, oddball, and off kilter in the best way. Good world building and teen bops. Sandra Oh and newcomer Rosalie Chang are splendid. Okay.
So it's like,
So she called it unapologetically horny.
like, to me, what does it even mean? Like,
Dude, I mean, all right. Like,
what does that mean?
I can't. Okay, so I have to be very careful with the jokes I tell. I probably shouldn't say a word on this one just because it could get me in some serious trouble. But like, look, dude, I'll just put it to you like this. People are horny when they're on puberty. All right. Like we always hear about like,
Right.
dudes whacking it when they're going through puberty and whatnot. Like that's not even like a joke. It's like just like oh, there's Barney. He's 15. What's he doing in the shower for 25 minutes? It's
Yeah.
we all know what he's doing when he's in the shower for 25 minutes. Like Caden, you're 19. Your parents know what you're doing in the bathroom when they don't hear the toilet flush. All right. So like your parents know what's up, man. I'm just saying your parents are perceptive people. They know what you're doing, but they just also know that's part of life. They're not going to say anything about it, but girls mature faster than boys. And again, girls are oftentimes unapologetically horny throughout their lives, but they never get to do in any kind of media. There's a documentary called This Film Is Not Yet Rated that effectively says anytime a female orgasm is achieved compared to a male orgasm, you have like an R rating versus an NC-17. Right. So it's like female sexuality in a sex positive way in entertainment is very minimal. Now, I'm not too sure how I feel about a Pixar movie aimed at a younger, burgeoning anime based audience as being unapologetically horny. But then at the same time, I look at a lot of anime and I'm like, dude, a fuck ton of anime is 1000% unapologetically horny.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's like, and you can tell this is Pixar. This is
like,
Pixar trying to fucking get in on the action. This is Pixar outright trying to capture that anime audience. And they're like, how do we get the anime weebs to show up? Right. Unapologetically horny teenagers. They don't do anything actually horny. We don't see them do anything, but we vibe it. And those guys, they pick up on it because a lot of them have trouble on the social scale. Right. I'm just saying hey. Everyone gets horny. Okay. But like, I am so confused by the unapologetically horny line here. It's just
yeah.
like now, now I'm really intrigued to see what this movie is about, because I don't think it's now I'm gonna be watching it, and I'm now that I know that that's out there, it has effectively ruined Turning Red for me. Let me explain. Because it's like there's that subtext. Now I'm going to be looking for, like, it's like Disney and sex jokes have always kind of happened. There's always been a little bit in the background,
I
a
mean,
little bit of things like
they
that.
try to cover it up with
Yeah.
SFX, but we all know it meant sex.
Yeah, totally know what it meant, right? So when you get into it, there's that, but then you also kind of, like, it gets pointed out, like the dick on the cover of the Little Mermaid box art for like ever, and then that eventually got edited out. But now I'm gonna be watching this movie, I'm gonna be looking like, all right, which one of who's horny on main? You know what I mean? Like, what is the emotion that she's gonna go through to turn into that panda? That's gonna be like, like that, right. I guess. Like, what is it? What is the subtext here? Because I don't think it's gonna be explicit. I don't think it's going to be anything explicit or anything too mature. But if it's hinting about puberty, then that is clearly part of puberty, right? So it's like there's questions there, like that I kind of have. Now I got to watch the movie, and then I'm gonna have to do a report asking. I'm gonna have to put out a video asking the question: is Turning Red unapologetically horny? because
of Courtney Howard.
And then I'll specify, because of a Variety critic who had made the comment, I, as a journalist, could not get that out of my mind while watching the movie. So I now have to do an entire 2-hour thesis on Turning Red to break down how it describes puberty from the perspective of a 13-year-old Toronto girl in the late 1990s. This is my Louis Theroux, Werner Herzog, Jacques Cousteau moment, right? I'll be like, here I am today watching Turning Red on Disney Plus. I do not know what to expect from the movie. I am very intrigued as a viewer. I have my notepad and I have my popcorn, and I'm hoping it's Turning Red. Turning Red. Yes, James, there's a small screen tab. Yeah, that's going to be coming up here in a minute. So, yes, James, I think James helps with that website, so that's why he's going to bring that up. Let's see here. Spherical Man says Jarbo needs to play the song Horny off of the South Park Chef 8 album. Bitch, I have the South Park Chef 8 album. I got that when it came out. The fact that they got an orchestra to do Chocolate Salty Balls the other day, I need to listen to that, because I love Chocolate Salty Balls. Because you put in your mouth and suck them. Dun, 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 dun. Suck on my chocolate salty balls. They're packed full of vitamins. They're good for you. Suck on my balls. Yeah, you don't know that track, do you?
No, I don't.
So South Park back in the day put out an album called the Chef 8 album. And Isaac Hayes sings a whole bunch of songs about, like, the way Chef sang shit back in the day. And one of the songs was called Chocolate Salty. I'll just fucking play it.
Just like, good.
Well, I've already, you know what? Yeah, let's see here. We're just going to do it. All right. Be sure to like the video if you're having fun with this particular thing. Because I think it's
Instagram just keeps on showing me lightsabers. I'm just like, stop showing me lightsabers.
Instagram knows.
Yeah.
Instagram knows what you're into. Right. Let's see here. All right. Share screen. There we go. Chef's Salty Balls. This is from the Chef 8 album. This is from a long time ago. Every generation has a legend. Every city has a hero. Every man has a recipe.
2 tablespoons of cinnamon and 2 or 3 egg whites.
Half a stick of butter melted. Oh, I fucked that up.
Stick it all in a bowl, baby. Stir it with a wooden spoon. Mix in a cup of flour. You'll be in heaven soon.
Say everybody, have you seen my balls? They're big and salty and brown.
If you ever need a quick pick me up,
Just put my balls in your mouth.
Ooh, suck on my chocolate salted balls. Stick 'em in your mouth and suck 'em. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. They're packed full of vitamins and good for you. So suck on my balls.
That was wonderful, Chef. Good show.
Quarter cup of unsweetened chocolate.
And half a cup of brandy.
And throw in a bag or two of sugar. And just a pinch of vanilla. Breathe up the cookie sheet. Cause I hate when my balls stick. Then preheat the oven to 350. And give the spoon a lick. Say everybody haven't seen my balls, they're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick me up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. They're packed full of goodness, high in fiber. Suck on my balls. Hey, wait a minute. What's that smell? It smells like something burning. Well, that don't confront me none. As long as I get my rent paid on Friday.
I love your salted chocolate bar, Chef.
Baby, you better get back in the kitchen. Cause I got a sneaking suspicion.
How was it, honey?
Oh, man, baby.
Pretty much what I expected.
Baby, you just burned my balls. Come on, my balls on fire. How much, baby? My balls are burning. Give me some water. Put some water on me. My balls are burning. Oh, my goodness. I'm blowing. Do something. Ooh, suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. They're on fire, baby. Wow. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them out, baby. Blow them. Oh, suck on my balls, baby. Suck on my balls, baby. Suck on my red hot salted chocolate balls. Come on, baby. Woo, suck on my balls.
Oh, dear. How about a little more of that good lovin', Chef?
Damn, woman. I just gave you sweet loving 5 minutes ago. Were you trying to kill me?
Ah, I love it. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's from the late 90s, dude. That's from the late 90s.
Wow.
Because South Park is hitting their 25th anniversary this year. Can you believe that? 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
crazy.
like, and that's the thing is like, what sucks is like, Isaac Hayes passed away back in 08.
Yeah.
So he's been gone now for quite some time. And I felt bad, like how he parted ways with the crew from South Park. But, listen, like he might've been mad over the whole Scientology shit. But at the same time, as Trey Parker said back then, or maybe it was Matt Stone, he's like, they still made fun of everybody else and he still cashed those paychecks. So I always thought that was a pretty solid criticism of Isaac Hayes. And I blame Scientology, as I blame Scientology for a lot of things. But that's a great track, man. That's a good, it's an oldie. I would recommend, you could probably find the whole Chef Aid album on YouTube. Give it a listen. Like it's fantastic. And then while you're at it, check out the Beavis and Butthead Experience.
Oh, I love Beavis and Butthead.
Did you ever hear the Experience though, their album?
Yes.
That's a great album, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
Good stuff here. All right, so a couple, we did get a super chat here from that James guy. It says, I run small screen YouTube and CTO is small screen. Also, I'm sad now because I didn't know that apparently. I know you worked with them. I don't know all of your endeavors. Like you could also be like
my birthday. You're supposed to know my
yeah,
social
you could also like
security.
be the one who runs ashleymadison.com. I got no idea. And then Jess here for 5. Thanks, buddy. Says the main character, back to turning red, brushes her hair to calm down. Well, now I just feel like that is very insensitive to girls with cancer, because chemo makes them.
Yes, I know. Oh my god, Trevor. It's also very insensitive to dumb girls who put Gorilla Glue in her hair.
And then she did something. I think she did something else or whatever. I saw an article with her recently that popped up. I did feel bad for her. I mean, it was funny. It was funny.
No, but there's someone else that did it. There was someone else that did it, and like they were like taking hair out of their head, and I was just like, "What are you doing? Like, didn't you just see this other girl do it? Like, come on, like, just like dumb."
Well,
stupid.
Do you remember though when teenagers were eating Tide Pods back at the end of 2017?
I remember the whole Tide Pod omelets that people make.
Like
TikTok
I remember. Yeah, no, it wasn't. TikTok wasn't around back then. Maybe it was Musically, because that was back then. It was Musically. But yeah, there was like the Tide Pod Challenge. Are you a teenager in America? Are you dumb as fuck? Do you want to die? Tide Pods. It's what's for dinner, bitch.
And they had to do the concealer on the box now, because of that whole thing.
Yeah, well, people are stupid.
People are stupid.
People are stupid, and that is just kind of how it goes. We do get a $2 super chat here from Mo Moon, saying, "Join the Mo Moon cult. We have benefits." Yeah, but I want punch and pie.
It's like the thing is like, what are the benefits? I need to know the benefits before I join.
I wanna do punch and pie. Is what I want to do. But okay, so why don't we just quickly hold on here. Jess here for $2. Thank you, Jess. Says society rewards stupidity.
With challenges, like with stupid challenges.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's right though. He's right. Society does reward stupidity. It's hysterical. How dumb people are and how dumb people get rewarded. So
wait,
so
there's
there's
a
that.
soy sauce challenge? Are you? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I remember the soy sauce challenge. Remember the cinnamon challenge? There was like
I remember the cinnamon challenge. I remember the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah,
like
I've done the cinnamon challenge. I've also done no, I never did the cinnamon challenge. I did it was like the Ritz or like the a saltine cracker challenge, right, or something like that.
Blindfold challenge, where you basically go blindfold and then someone gets 3 spices or like stuff from the kitchen and feeds it to you, and you have to guess what it was. And I remember one time my sister gave me salt, and she was like, "Oh, it's sugar. It's fine. It's gonna be sweet." I had to drink like 3 cups of water after that.
I'll tell you this though, the weirdest thing I've ever done on that front is we ran out of we didn't have any water when we were when my friends were trying to smoke a bong, and so all we had was Mountain Dew Code Red. Oh, so it's like, well, it's what we got, and it worked. Let's see. Oh, the Bird Box challenge. I remember the Bird Box challenge. I saw someone like, I'm gonna navigate Las Vegas with the blindfold on. I'm all like, you just dumb, but okay.
It's like, I'm gonna go to downtown Los Angeles and do the Bird Box challenge, or Hollywood and do the Bird Box challenge. That's stupid. That's like you want to die. Like, you want to die. That's not like
you want to die. Yeah.
That's not like something like, oh, I'm just gonna do this fun challenge and record it. No. You're going to get killed by a car, gun, something. You're going to get killed.
Eventually, somebody is going to come and fuck your day up. Like, that's going to happen. Yeah. So, and again, at the same time, I just kind of laugh at it.
Again, because it's stupid. It's stupidity.
It's very stupid. Yeah, it's very stupid. All right.
Neo and Sci-Fi, I think you've done the Nutmeg challenge to know that it'll make you hallucinate. The soggy biscuit.
All right, there's a lot of dumb people out there. But speaking of dumb people, let's talk about the Oscars.
Oh, this is stupid as fuck.
This is stupid as fuck. Yeah, this is the
I saw this and I was like, not watching the Oscars anymore.
well, I mean, yeah, I don't care. I should say I don't care about all of these.
I don't
you could drop
I do care about sound. I do care about film editing. I do care about original score and production design and making.
Yeah, the top 5. I care about the top 5. The bottom 3, the shorts.
I don't
whatever.
Care. I don't care about.
I will say this though, there was that one. It was the one called Hair. That one. That one I wouldn't have known about if it didn't win, and it was on YouTube the next day, and I watched it. Oh no, Hair Love. I think it was called Hair Love, and
Oh,
solid.
with Matthew Cherry.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
turning it into a show, I think. So I'm really excited to see
Yeah.
what they do with that.
Well,
So
funny enough is Nickelodeon basically stole that idea and tried to make a cartoon out of it. And they were, of course, stopped production on it because they released plot information and stills from it. And Matthew was like, hold on. This looks a lot like my Oscar.
oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
And then he
Nickelodeon
was like,
stealing shit.
And Nickelodeon was like, okay, we'll stop. You know, I'm just like you just like hire these people to like do some bullshit like this, and then you don't even like. That's the thing. Like when you do stuff like that, you're just wasting people's time and money. Like stupid.
Well, they probably thought they could get it to air before, and if it's already then he would have a much harder time arguing it. You know.
Yeah.
But he said something, and then Hollywood's like, no, you need to not
Right.
do that.
Right.
So anyway, I mean, look, the thing is, the Oscars, as we already know, are going to be a bad time. It's already going to be,
Especially with Amy Schumer as one of
yeah.
those.
Nobody is
Did
down.
you see Baloney, the Ankler guy or Puck guy, whatever? I forget who. Jeff Schneider. I forget who said it, but he was one of them saying that like that John Hamm was in the run. You know what? Let me find it. I'll find the tweet and I'll send it to you.
Okay. In the meantime, Brian, I saw that you left a message. Would you mind doing it again, but keeping it at about 30 seconds and speaking a little bit louder? Because the one you sent me is a minute 24. So that's a little bit too long to play. So
Okay,
just
yeah.
want to put
Okay,
that
so
out
I
there.
found it. Saying Whoopi Goldberg nearly came back to co-host the Oscars, but ABC/AMPA squashed the idea when her recent controversy started coming up and stuff. Tiffany Haddish and Issa Rae passed, and John Hamm did not get along with Will Packer, which is why his talks ended abruptly.
Yeah.
With Tiffany Haddish and Issa Rae, if they were part of the three that were going to be in it, I'm sure it's going to be, Tiffany Haddish, Issa Rae, and Regina Hall.
Just get rid of
Amy Schumer.
of Amy Schumer and like,
Amy Schumer.
Yeah. That's all it is right now.
Like just split it into 90 minutes or just have them co-host together. Like you don't need to do the 3-act stuff with one host directing or hosting one act. Like
yeah. I know RJ's like you could get like the Spider-Man together. And it's like, well, I mean
they were gonna do that show Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah, I heard that they were trying to get
Celine
them to
and
get
Steve and Martin to do it, but they were filming in New York.
Yeah.
So they couldn't.
I again at the same time, like when you've got like Seth Rogen and a lot of other celebrities coming out and going like, who the fuck cares about the Oscars? And
Wait, did you see Patton Oswalt's response to this?
Oh,
he was
he was pissed off
about it anymore. He was like, I don't care anymore because like the top, like again, it's I'm sure people like care about the documentary short and animated short, live action short, but like not really. But more of the top 5 that are on this list, people care about because like it highlights the film editors, it highlights the makeup and hairstylists, it highlights the score and the composers and the sound and production design people. Like now they're cut out of the loop and being broadcast live and saying, hey, we respect you and what you did. But it's like now you cut it out. It's just like, okay, like why? To save time? Like,
because the thing is like
Amy Schumer to like do 30-minute skits.
Like, what it is, okay. So like the reason why they're cutting those out is because those aren't sexy awards.
Oh,
right. They're not sexy awards. That what the Oscars is attempting to do this year is they're not attempting to celebrate the art of filmmaking by awarding statues to like the most deserving films. What they're doing is they're like, hey everyone, welcome to the 94th Annual Academy Awards. Tonight, we're bringing sexy back. Do you like women? Do you like comedy? Do you like funny women? Here's Wanda Sykes for all of you out there who register on the LGBT scale. here's Regina Hall. For all of you who are now hitting 40 and asking yourself, what is life? And then here's Amy Schumer for all of you fucking TikTok joke thieves, you fucking bitches.
Right.
You know, that's what it is. By the way, I love Regina Hall and
Yeah, I
Regina
love
King.
No, the crazy thing is that someone said, I want Regina Hall to do a skit to read, like, you know how who's the one that does the AMC movie thing in the beginning?
Maria Menounos.
No,
Maria Menounos.
the
You're talking
actress,
like
Nicole Kidman. Is it Nicole Kidman? I think.
Well, okay. That's one AMC ad.
Right.
There's been
One of
others.
the-
They had Vin
right.
Diesel like last year.
Oh, yeah, so they want someone's like, let's get Regina Hall to do basically act as Brenda from a Scary Movie and do that whole thing, but for the Oscars. So basically that's the opening skit.
Oh, okay.
Type thing.
Ooh.
It
I
was
don't know.
funnier when I saw it as a tweet.
Yeah, well, a lot of things that started off at tweets that might be funny don't always translate
Yeah.
into a live action medium. There was a television show from 10 years ago called Shit My Dad Says, starring William Shatner.
Did you see that there was going to be a show based off of like My Aunt Karen or something like that?
Oh, fuck
And it's
me.
basically a Twitter account that was basically saying everything that Karens say throughout the world or the US or whatever. And they created the whole character for it and they're creating a show. I think HBO Max is doing it. I don't know anymore.
And people think that Zaslav is going to restore the Snyderverse. I mean, come on, that kind of content right there is right up Zaslav's alley. It's
Right.
cheap, it is topical, and it can be made and distributed everywhere. But anyway, we'll move on. But are you going to be watching the Oscars?
I'm probably in because my family does like together. So I'm probably gonna be like sitting there and be like disappointed.
Well, I'm not going to watch. I'm just not going to watch. I'll be on Twitter and I'll cover it here, but like I don't care.
Right.
Megapotastic says here, Luke went out like a punk ass bitch. No way. He went out after doing the most badass thing we've ever seen a Jedi do before. Nothing. What?
Exactly
Stand there?
nothing. Oh my
Stand
God,
there?
that's so badass for a Jedi.
He did not, dude. He died. He freaking had a midlife crisis and tried returning to glory
Because he
only to
sensed
get
some
got like
darkness
5 minutes later.
from his
It's not.
nephew.
It's,
Even though like honestly, if he can sense that darkness from his nephew, why can't he sense the darkness in Rey that she's a Palpatine? Huh?
yeah.
And why
Isn't he
can't
like a
sense that
walking 23andMe kit?
Right. What
Don't
the
they
heck?
have that too? They have that. They fucking have
do.
that, right? Because in the Phantom Menace, like Qui-Gon is all like, he's running tests on fucking Anakin's blood. He's all like, well, you know what? I'm running through my running through the test here, and he's got the highest count of midichlorians I've ever seen.
Last Jedi and the fall of Rise of Skywalker makes no sense. It just there's like so many things that I'm just
you can look. Here's the thing. Here's what you do. You watch The Force Awakens, and then you immediately follow it with the Rise of Skywalker. It makes a little more sense. The Last Jedi is a bad fever dream, and then you move on with your day. That's it. It's not even a trilogy anymore. It's just two movies and a weird kind of side journey that no one really likes, even though they lie to themselves and tell themselves that they do. But no, it's a terrible concept.
Force Awakens was a great start for what they were trying to do, and then burned.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Jess here says thoughts on the Galactic Star Cruiser leaks. Brian's been sending me a lot of that stuff I just haven't looked into it. Cause like, again, I'm kind of like just the cost to go and the way that it looked, before this new stuff has come out, it kind of killed my interest in it. I mean, I want to know more. I haven't sat down to really look into it. Maybe I will maybe this week or whatever. I know like next Tuesday is when it officially launches. So that's going to be big. But in the meantime,
like hotel influencers board the
right. And it's like was Star Wars Theory brought in for that? No. I mean, I think Star Wars Theory is just I'm not a fan of the guy, but I still think he's got enough clout with like the Star Wars crowd.
I was surprised he was covering it last night, but I was surprised that he was like not like saying, "Oh, I'm invited to it to do something for it," I'm sure, like, I don't know.
Hold
Like,
on. Hold on. No.
no,
No.
no,
What are you
no.
doing? No.
I remember, no, like,
You,
funny
you,
enough,
you
is,
you
like,
don't you don't come to my live stream with the DSP avatar and say that Schumer is a comedic genius. That is lowball trolling, and God damn it, you can do better. You can do better. But all right, let's move on here because I do have to get to bed very soon because I have to take my kid to school in the morning. Real quick, this popped up tonight.
Yeah.
Coming in from Daniel RPK, Michael Giacchino is going to be directing
right.
for like the first time.
Well, not the first time, actually.
What else did he direct?
He did Star Trek shorts, and then he also did another short film with Ben Schwartz and Patton Oswalt, which I just watched for the second time today.
Okay.
And the short was pretty cool. It had Patton Oswalt, Ben Schwartz, and Benedict Wong showed up. It was like this, like, they were in, like, I think they were, like, in Asia, and, like, doing, like, those basically Patton Oswalt is like a dad, like, obviously dad, and he was hired to do this show, and then he was fired, and like, like those weird monster reality game shows that they have.
Yeah.
And so he was found in the parking lot and to do that, and then him and Ben Schwartz fights.
Oh, okay.
It's a really cool little thing, like, for like 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I do need to move on though. Because we are running a little on time. I know. Rational's like, can we watch the Star Wars thing? You sent it up, dude. It's 6 minutes, man. I want to try to be done in the next 20. We'll see if we have time. Not that I'm trying to cut everybody short tonight, but it's just I do have to be up like at 7 a.m. So I do want to try to get to bed a little early. All right. But I do want to see this. I think this is going to be interesting to give us. Is this like a feature length movie or
it's so it's shooting in a couple weeks, and it's supposedly like 60 to 65 minutes. It's basically just like a mini little thing for Halloween that Marvel's doing.
Well, that's
like
good.
how they have the Guardian special for Christmas.
Yeah.
This is for Halloween. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it since it's Werewolf by Night. I'm really glad they're going to the supernatural, especially with today's announcement that also they added a new cast member to Blade.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. They're really going to that supernatural, fantastical, magical side. So
I'm very curious to see what how Giacchino is going to do with that predominantly because I'm a big fan of the guy, so I want to see him.
Right.
He's probably like he's top 5 composers all time, 100%.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I want to see what he's going to do here.
Marvel.
So oh yeah. So let's say this is the other thing I came across today. This was a couple days ago. It was over the weekend, so I was kind of busy. I think it was, well, towards the end of the weekend at least. So Feige is saying that there's no more MCU Avenger films, and I saw a lot of people kind of losing their mind over that. And I like why would at this point it's okay. That's my take on it. It's like there's so much more than having more Avengers team ups. You can do different team ups. And
the thing is, like, I saw someone like do this thing where it's like say this thing where it's when like kind of like interpret the words into a way like where it's like, okay, he's saying no more like big Avengers movies like this. So like we obviously know that this phase is also kind of setting up Young Avengers, which honestly you don't need to do a movie. You can rather do a series with that. So like, and then you have West Coast Avengers and Dark Avengers. So I think what he means is there's not going to be like a set Avengers, movie. Where the Avengers is going to be a loose term now.
Well, because it's also like, look, the Avengers defeated Thanos. They saved the world. Right. Obviously, they still exist in the pantheon of characters right now. Everything else is going to be exploding and going out there. But the Avengers are not necessarily set for galactic level threats. No. They've dealt with galactic level threats, right? But they are very much an earthbound team. So it's not to say that they won't ever pop up again, but I don't see them being I don't really see that being a massive thing unless shit comes to Earth. But so the actual quote for people who are just listening to this later on says Marvel Studios and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is now past their 10th anniversary. And with the release of the final Avengers movie, we've finally completed a 22 movie Infinity Saga. Now, obviously, we will see the Avengers again. I mean, there's like the rumors of A-Force and there's the everything
New
else that's going on.
Avengers, Secret
Yeah, what New
Avengers.
Avengers, West Coast Avengers, was it the Great Lake Avengers? I've heard that thrown around
Right.
a little
And
bit.
then, of course, the Dark Avengers.
Yeah, and that's something that a lot of people are waiting for. So the final Avengers movie, I mean, look, with Captain America out of the way and Iron Man gone, obviously, you know, and like Thor off doing his own thing now, like they could do the Asgardians of the Galaxy or whatever they want to do after this next movie with James Gunn. The whole point is that this saga is going to be like the next 20 movies is going to be the multiverse saga effectively. And you know, so that's going to be dealing with Kang and potentially Galactus and potentially a bunch of other shit, all the variants, all the other universes, bringing in the X-Men. There's so much more. They don't need to focus on the Avengers for right now. They can take them, they can put them on a shelf and they'll always be there if you need them. But we can already establish that what they're doing in regards to all this is they're going to
build up to a Secret Wars type thing.
Well, they're leading towards Secret Wars, but also they're building everything up on Disney Plus, and then they're going to be building, you know, instead of doing introduction movies, they'll do introduction series, and then they'll move these characters into team up films, right? Look at the Marvels. It's Captain Marvel 2, but Brie Larson is kind of like, you know, she's co-lead. So
Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau.
Yeah. So it's like, and that makes sense.
WandaVision and Miss Marvel.
Exactly. So, I mean, that makes sense that they're tying that all together that way. That's going to lead into Secret Wars, or at least Secret Invasion with the Skrulls.
Secret Invasion will lead into like it goes like the timeline for the whole each character that's popping up. It goes like WandaVision, then Miss Marvel, then Secret Invasion, then the Marvels. And so it's like, okay, like that whole Kree Skrull War type thing is obviously more prominent now, coming up soon, you know.
Yeah. So I feel like, you know, there's a lot more going on with it. I'm okay with this. There's nothing to really worry about here. Obviously, you know, the mutants are coming. You know, so you don't, when you have the mutants, you don't need you can kind of hopscotch, you know what I mean? Where you can establish the mutants, which is what everyone's waiting for, and then do that for a while, bring back the Avengers, mix them up a little bit, and then there's a litany of stories, an unlimited amount of stories they can tell. This doesn't bother me at all because the quality of shit, I still haven't watched Eternals yet, so I can't say anything about that one. But everything else has been good. So, you know, I'm not too worried about that.
So I'm looking forward to everything that's coming up soon. I'm looking forward to Moon Knight especially.
I think Moon Knight's going to be pretty good. Just as a quick FYI, there was another article there about Star Trek, but due to time constraints tonight, I'm going to hold that till tomorrow. So at least that's there, but we can get into the voicemail stuff. Let me just hold on. I have to do something real quick here. Bring this up. And okay. That's good. I have to just make sure we can hear it, but no doxing. No doxing on this.
That was like
that's why. Yeah, I have to make sure. So there's two voicemails that came on in. The first one here is from Brian, and so this is what he has to say.
Oh, hey Matt, it's Brian. Just resending my message again. I'm just wondering if do you think KENOBI and Rogue One will tie in together or not? And I'm also wondering if you'll be covering the Galactic Star Cruiser in this one, the embargo list. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay. I got the first part of that.
I kind of understand what he's saying.
I think
part, he was asking about the Star Cruiser stuff. I heard Star Cruiser.
Yeah, because he's covering. Yeah. Because his other one, actually, hold on, his other one starts off like this.
Hey Matt, it's Brian. How you doing tonight, my friend? I've been dealing with the crazy fiasco with the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser news going on, and even though the social media embargo doesn't lift until this Friday at 9 a.m., so...
Yeah. So I could, because there's a transcript that pops up so I can see what the transcript
Oh,
says.
okay.
The only thing is though, Brian, is like, and this goes for anybody. It's like, I love the voicemail call in, but I can't adjust the volume at all. So like speak as loudly as you, well, not loudly, don't scream it, but, I mean, yeah. Dude, what are your thoughts about the fucking Snyderverse? Yeah, you don't have to ask me that question. Do I think that, okay, so ultimately Brian's asking, do I think that Kenobi will be tied into Rogue One? Well, I mean, I think Andor and Kenobi happen around the same time. There's, maybe not as far back, but I think that we might get, we'll get the rumblings of what's going to happen with Andor.
I mean, with as we see in Rogue One, that Cassian Andor, he had no education and thought the Force was a myth, and so until recently, and then he's like, "This is my second." Like he was like, "This is either my second or like encounter with a Force user," something like that. So who knows? Maybe Andor, because Andor takes around his like 10 years before, or I think it's 10 or 5 years. 5 years before. No, it's 10. I forget, honestly.
Yeah.
Before Rogue One. So, and also, I think Fulcrum might make an appearance with Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka. So, because that's a big thing with the Rebel Alliance, was Fulcrum. And, so yeah, I think there might be some connections with Obi-Wan and like a reference to Kenobi or something like that. I don't know.
No, I think there's going to be Fulcrum. I think we're going to see the birth of the rebellion is what I think we're going to see.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's going to, because it took them, you could figure it took them a couple years to get shit together.
Yeah.
Like we've been trying to cobble it together. Here's who we are, and this is what's going on, and you were a general, and then whatever. I mean, like, look, they could entirely do a couple different. I have a feeling that the Kenobi show is going to be so big that they're going to probably feel forced to do another one. Like, I just have that feeling. I have that feeling that there's going to be so much money left on the table if they don't do it.
Mm.
And I know
I know that also with Andy Serkis is in Andor, apparently.
Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah, which was like 3 or 4 months ago. Someone slipped that Andy Serkis is in this, and then it was like, oh yeah, Andy Serkis is in this. So
are we going to get like the prototype for Snoke?
apparently he's not playing Snoke. Apparently he's playing a new original character, which some people think he might be playing, like, still connected to Snoke, maybe the prisoner who is taken by the Empire to start the whole Snoke process.
Oh, yeah, because he'd probably have to be a Jedi or be someone force sensitive.
Right.
Yeah.
So
or what if he's playing the Emperor?
Oh, maybe. Hey,
that could be something. I don't know. That's a thought for you, right?
Because
there,
Ian
folks.
McDermott is old, so they were
very old.
Like,
yeah, very old. Yeah.
We ain't gonna have you play.
No, hold on. How old is he? How old is Ian?
He's
McDermott?
77, and then or 75.
I know that he's 77. Yeah.
And because I was like, I know Harrison Ford and him have a 2-year difference. Where he's old.
Wow, I thought he was like way fucking older in Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi, man. Like, goddamn.
Right. I know. It's just like
he was like in his late 30s in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, like,
dang.
And like, I was like, I think it was someone brought up to me that, like, in A New Hope, when he is obviously before they had Ian McDermott replace what's his name? I forget whoever played Palpatine in the first one. But like, you can tell the difference between where Palpatine had deep eyes in New Hope, and then in the first cut, and then final re-release of it with Ian McDermott, he's just a normal Ian McDermott Palpatine. I was just like, but again, I do think maybe Andy Serkis might play. You know what? That might be a good idea. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So here's another one we got coming in. Let's give a listen to this.
Hey, Jarbo, how's it going? I do have a question. When it comes to the Kenobi series, do you think we'll ever actually get a scene of Kenobi himself finding out that Anakin and Vader are one and the same? All right, cool, thanks. And pass me the cum bucket, okay? Thanks.
Oh, that was Tony. I said he would come buckets if Kenobi says hello there. I mean, like, look, we assume that Obi-Wan knew he was Vader.
Well, so basically, at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and
he thinks Anakin's dead.
He thinks Anakin's dead, and then when we see him in A New Hope, he knows that that's Anakin, that's Vader's Anakin, and Anakin's Vader. So clearly, there is going to be some premonition that, like, oh snap, because even Ahsoka and Rebels realized who Vader was, and it was like this darkness that she felt, and it was like really dark, but it was a familiar darkness, it was like one of those things where it's like, oh snap, like this is something I felt like 15 years ago. I'm sure, he'll feel that same darkness and be like, this is the same darkness I felt 10 years ago when we're on Mustafar, but even darker type of thing.
So I think that should be, should be pretty good. Either way, I'm excited for it. I do have my concerns. I'm a little bit worried in a number of ways. So that's going to be, something. Oh yeah, right. Hold on here. Captain here says he heard the Emperor call him Vader in the Jedi Temple Hollow vid. Oh yeah, that's true. But will he have heard of Vader out in Tatooine, right?
No.
If he's in the Outer Rim and he's not connected to anything, if he shut himself off from the Force and he's just chilling, so this could be the reveal of him finding out like Vader is.
Like, again,
okay, so yeah, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna happen.
Again, anyway, let that. Let's hope that it's good. Fourth here says, just let Amy Schumer do it. The news after will be great. The Oscars are a joke anyway. Yeah, the Oscars are a joke, but that doesn't mean she has carte blanche to steal it.
No. I'm just like, I was reading up on like the, because, I have a show on Fridays. So I was just like trying to like kind of like dive deeper into the Barbie movie when it was like Simu and America Ferrera. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just look into it. I found out that Amy Schumer was going to be was the first person to be tapped to play.
Yeah,
Barbie.
I knew that.
And I was just like, why?
The movie they did with her where she was fat.
That was just like, what the heck?
Sorry. The one where she was a chunky broad that thought she was thin. Like, I Feel Pretty. Yeah. I think that's what it's called. I have a feeling that was a Barbie take.
Yeah, it was. So basically, I was reading up on that, and so basically, what was gonna happen I think it was a girl who, Barbie is like, she was the Barbie person that was like the model for Barbie, but she gained weight and she was kicked out of the Barbie society, and so she has to figure out her own life now, type of thing.
Yeah, it's like basically it's like girl, you got kicked out of a sorority. Because you gained a little bit too much weight, right. So there's that. It's all crazy.
Like life sizes right there. You don't need something like that.
I don't know. Hollywood sometimes really confuses me. But on that note, guys, I believe that's at the end because that's what I got. If you guys are looking forward to tomorrow's show, I have already prepared a thumbnail for it. We will be talking about the Superman ass reveal that we found out about. I was going to do it tonight, but I decided to hold it till tomorrow, and then I quickly made this thumbnail. Yeah. Oh, it's totally Toby. Has got the booty, but yeah, because we all know Tom's got a butt, right? You've seen those images of Tom's butt.
I mean,
so but yeah,
Andrew in the suit as well, and he got somewhat of a butt.
So anyway. There's that. That will be tomorrow night. If I don't change the thumbnail until then, I probably won't because I think it's pretty funny. And I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Thank you again, Kate, for coming on. Be sure to check out Caden's Power Hour. What channel is it? I don't even know what channel is it on now.
Little Big City Studios.
Okay, I don't know who's on who anymore.
I'll have Dane on Friday. So
Yeah,
Dane's-
Dane did tell me that, because I invited Dane to come on tonight, but he was busy, but he told me that
Yeah.
he's on with you for Friday. So,
Yeah.
all right, everybody, have yourself a great day. Be sure to leave a like if you haven't already. Let's get to 50. I think we're currently at 28, 29. And if you guys want to become a member, help the channel out, do that. If not, cool beans. Talk to you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace out.
Bye.